Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. By the way, this is my report about grading performance task. So, of course, from the title itself, kabalo na gyud mo kung unsa atong i-tackle or unsa atong tackle. Of course, it is all about grading or paunsa ba mag-grade, especially sa atong mga students. By the way, mangayo lang kong excuse, especially sa mga background noises. It is because I need to record this video para masend nako sa GC. So again, our topic for this video is all about grading performance task. But before that, let us first know what are the objectives. What are the objectives of this lesson? So, at the end of the lesson, students are expected to, number one, describe the 5 principles of language assessment, and then recite the definition of a rubric and identify its parts and discuss its advantages and disadvantages. Number three is to compare and contrast an analytic and a holistic rubric. And lastly is to construct your own rubric with the appropriate characteristics of each criterion performance task and each description. So now let us now go to our topic, or let us now ato pa siyang i-tackle or i-dig in. So the Center for American Progress advocates the use of competency rubrics to encourage student-centered learning and give voices to the students, and that is according to Benner, Brown, and Jeffrey 2019. So this means that they support the utilization of rubrics in their nation's educational system. So of course, since we are talking about grading performance systems. So of course, dili gina siya mawala ang rubric. So I know you are all familiar with rubrics, since of course, especially sa atong mga CPE, dili gina siya di siya mawala, or basta mag-set ta criteria para sa atong mga students. So when we say rubrics, of course, man siya atong gamiton para ang atong scoring system is kuan siya kanang is basta kanang makita bitaw siya, or sa lang term na basta when mo na siya to magamit to para unsaon ba nato pag-grade sa atong mga students, or kung unsaon ba nato pag-grade ang ilang mga binuhat. So according to the Center for American Progress or American Progress, ilang gi-advocate ang paggamit og rubrics, especially we are student centered, di ba? Student centered ang atong learning diri, especially diri sa Philippines. So this means that they support the utilization of rubrics in their nation's educational system. So mostly, of course, ginagamit gini sa ilaa. So now, as you can see, na I picture there, right? So these are the sample rubric for oral presentation reporting. So sa oral presentation reporting. So example there, instructions. Each group shall be given 20 minutes to orally present about an assigned topic. They are allowed to use a laptop and a projector. In case they will use other props, they will have to provide those on their own. So, of course, I know that you are all familiar with, you are all familiar with rubrics. So, as you can see, nadihay poor, satisfactory, and excellent, or 1, 2, and 3. And then sa category is na content, objective, organization, method and approach, and wait, method and approach, and number 5 is creativity. Forgive me guys for my pronunciation. It's so, by the way, so again, as you can see, di ba, kung may kag poor na lang yun is, for example, ang content dili gyud siya akma. Satisfactory, sakto lang, na siya point gamay, but not that excellent. So unlike sa excellent, of course, very on point kaayo. So kung objectives, yung mga objectives ana pa, na prepared ba ana, depende na nimo you as a teacher kung saan yung pag-grade based sa imo ang mga criteria nga naa diri sa ubos. So by the way, if you are confused on what is the difference between rubrics and criteria. Rubrics is na ay table, pareha ani, or nagid siya poor, satisfactory, excellent, but the criteria mao ni siya ang mga category like the content, the objectives. So these are the criteria. Okay, so mo na so much for that. So dire kung taman siya, like for example 50%, since na dire a total of example 10, 20, 20, so 50, 25. So example, 100%. So halimbawa, as you can see, kung poor, 15%, but then kung satisfactory, there is sa content, then na ay 16%, and then dihanin mo siya i-total, tanan. Okay? So, yeah. Now, let us move on to the checklist checklist for evaluating a rubric. So these are the checklist for evaluating a rubric. So features of a quality rubric. Of course, ang paghimo nimo rubric, right? Because ang paghimo rubric, it is not really easy, especially kung naghimo kag rubrics. Kay ang rubrics isod siya buhaton. So number one, has clear essential criteria. Kung clear ba gyud ang imong mga criteria. Number two, criteria aligned with the standards or competencies in the instructional academic plan. So kung na-align ba siya. Under number three, has realistic number of criteria. Number four, has explicit observable indicators. Kung kuan ba gyud siya sa mga students. Number five, has no overlaps in levels. Number six, has real-world criteria. Kung applicable ba siya sa real life. Number 7 has high interchange reliability. And number 8, tested out with students. Number 9, avoids degree modifiers. And then number 10, I mean, written in a way that can be understood by the students. So that that is the checklist for evaluating a rubric. So present ba, absent. So of course, as a teacher, you have also to check your criteria if na-align ba gyud siya sa imuang naset nga rubrics. Now, rubrics are often organized in a table or metric grade students, while pupils may use it to plan their work. So as you can see or sa inyo makita sa mga may agi nga mga pages or sa mga nga slide, rubrics are organized or naka-table gid siya. But para sa mga estudyante, they will use the rubrics to plan their work. So when used as a tool for formative assessment, so when we say formative assessment, it is a type of evaluation that is used during the lesson to monitor the progress of the students. So this have a positive effect on students' learning. So may we proven to there are two types of rubrics, holistic and analytic rubrics. So naay two types of rubrics, which is holistic and analytic. So if you are wondering holistic and analytic rubrics, so mo ni siya example sa analytic rubric. So mo ni siya, as you can see, each student will write a reflection paper about a pre-selected topic. So this is the analytic rubric. As you can see na siya mga no 20% na. And then ang kaning holistic rubric, ang holistic, tama siya, number 5. While ang holistic, di ba kita ninyo, sample rubric for reflection paper gyapon. So as you can see, inyo makita dire sa holistic rubric is natulo lang siya ka buok. And then walay exact percentage nga hatag. So that is the holistic rubric, di ba? 86, 100, bali mas magamit siya sa mga oral. While kaning analytic rubric, this is the rubric nga kanang kung kato siya dili siya exact maghatag og mga percentage napansin ninyo nga grabe iyang paghatag og percentage. Kuan kayo 0.2%, as you can see method approach 20%, katudad to kay dili gid siya sakto, di ba? So analytic rubric is mostly used especially sa mga assignment, right? Okay, so So for a rubric to be reliable, each criterion should have the following characteristics. So these are the following characteristics para makaingon ka nga your rubric is reliable. Number 1, if appropriate. So kung appropriate ba imong ipangbutan diha nga mga criteria. And then number 2, definable, if masabtan ba siya sa mga students o dali ra ba siya ma-define. And then number 3, observable. And then number 4, distinct from one another. Nga namang uban nga maghimo rubric dayon pari-pareha siya sa uban or pare-pareha biya siya sulod pero gilahi lang ang mga words, so distinct from one another. Number 5, complete. And then number 6, able to support descriptions along a continuum of quality. So in addition, the description for each criterion should have the following characteristics. Number 1, it should be descriptive or descriptive yun, or kung unsay bisan pag mubo kayo na siya but then naa ang point. Number 2, it must be clear. And then number 3, cover the whole range of performance. Number 4, distinguish among levels. Number 5, center the target performance at the appropriate level. And then number 6 is the feature parallel descriptions from level to level. That's according to Brockhart 2013. So yeah, I guess that's all my report. So thank you for listening.